Big Z Reviews. Dark Waters just came out on wide release this past weekend, and it is a really frustrating film because of what it portrays, but it is a really well crafted and entertaining, even though you want to. After seeing this, you want to bring out the guillotine for all the CEOs and everyone involved in what they did, and it is an amazing film.
How many did you lose?
190.
190 cows.
You tell me nothing's wrong here.
What if you drank it?
Drank it? It's like saying, what if I swallowed a tire?
What if whatever's killing those cows is in the drinking water?
So this was directed by Todd Haynes, and it mainly stars Mark Ruffalo as Rob Bilott and his wife Anne Hathaway as Sarah Bilott. And he is a lawyer for like the chemical industries, like a lot. He's a lawyer for a big company. He has a part of a big firm, and he's not necessarily, you wouldn't think him as a good guy, but he's not a bad guy. He's just a lawyer. But then his grandmother lived in Virginia, so his grandma lived in West Virginia, I believe, and she knew this farmer that area, and that he is having all of his cows are dying, and he wants to have videos and stuff, and he wants him to represent him to try to sue the company, and the company is DuPont Chemicals, DuPont, one of the biggest companies in America, in the world. And, he thinks, they, essentially, his brother worked for them, and when he got sick, they bought out his land, and they put a landfill there, and now the landfill is uphill from him, and now all of his cows are dying off, and they're, having really weird illnesses and stuff they've never seen before. And, the EPA came out and said, I don't know, and blamed him for it. But he knows that this isn't normal, this isn't right. And Mark Ruffalo's character, he doesn't want to do it, but then same thing, he gets there and he realizes this is something's wrong here. And he starts to think, that he decides, that technically, his firm does not represent DuPont. So they go, the talks, he convinces them, no, it'll just be an easy case. It'll just be, help him get, find out what's going on, discovery, and then we'll get some money, it'll be fine. And then he goes and he gets discovery of what they're putting in this landfill, and it seems that they're not declaring anything hazardous, but then there are these order forms for thousands of barrels, and what the other stuff they say they're putting in the landfill, you wouldn't need to put in barrels. And he finds something like CHSL and also C8, and it's like, oh, what is this? It's not registered with the EPA as something that's harmful. It's not registered anywhere, and he has to dig and he has to find out, and it's so there's so many great moments, kind of Spotlight, with how he has to go digging through it, and these moments are probably the most thrilling moments of the film. Because you see they portray it really well with because for Discovery they sent over a gigantic all these every single file that they've ever had, essentially, to try to bury him, but he is he gets so obsessed that he goes through it and he organizes every single thing, and they essentially give him everything he needs to know what's going on, even though it's it's so horrible, though, because I don't know if it's spoiling it because it actually happened, but essentially, DuPont made in World War II, people created this a man-made chemical, C8, which is a chain of hydrocarbons, and that it's an indestructible sort of chemical where, because it's such a long chain, there's nothing in the environment, in our bodies or anything, can break it down. But that means it's great. So it's like impenetrable coating they put on the tanks that keep them waterproof. But then the DuPont and 3M realized that, hey, we could use this in households. So they made a lot of things with it. A lot of things like raincoats, carpets, anything sort of non-stick surfaces. And the big thing is, non-stick pans or Teflon. Teflon kills everyone in pretty much in encounters. And it's, the things they're burying in were C8 sludge. The byproducts of making Teflon. And everyone in the Teflon line were just dying of cancer, and they hid it. They even did studies on their own workers. They gave them Teflon-laced cigarettes and watched as they died like that. And they're like, oh well. And they watched all their pregnant women working on the Teflon line, giving birth to deformed babies, and like, oh well. And 3M, they did studies on rats and found that it kills them all, and it has birth defects, so they stopped pursuing the chemical. But Teflon took it all up and like, oh, this is great. We can put this in home America. Then they say, that now that it's in everyone, it's cancer causing. It'll cause cancer in everyone. And it's in all living animals. It's because it can't be broken down. It's bioaccumulating. So if you encounter it, you get more and more, and it's like, it's going to be here forever. And and they don't give a shit. They just, all they cared about is their money. And when you're watching it, it makes you so angry that there's like nothing you can do. But like, it's like the rich people now and the corporations, they want to be people so they can influence our elections, but they don't want to be people to be held accountable. You can't be arrested for committing mass genocide, for murdering hundreds of thousands of people. And you can't do anything about it. You can't. But I mean, they're so greedy that they don't realize what they're doing. They've lost the fear of the common person. And I think that if really people should come up and could build a guillotine in front of DuPont's headquarters and start letting heads roll, start chopping off heads of everyone involved in it. And it's just it's true. It's like, it's all real. It's all true. And they're still selling Teflon. They're still selling non-stick. A lot of people now call it just non-stick. I'm sure all the non-stick stuff is still poisonous. Like for you now, if you use it, if you heat it up too much, it'll leach into your food. But then when they make it, all the C8, once they make the C8, it's here. It's never going away. It'll exist in this world forever. And it's just, they don't give a shit. And it's amazing film though, because it's tough. At a certain point, he solves it. He solves the case, but then now he has to try to get something from it. He has to go after DuPont and get them to pay for what they've done. And it's so crazy though that like, even if he gets them to pay $1 billion to all the people that they poisoned, like, I mean, that doesn't matter to them. They make multi-billion dollars a year. It's just, it sucks, but it doesn't matter for them, really. And so, I mean, you can't kill the corporation, even though you should be able to. If corporations are people, you should be able to hang them. You should be able to, give them a lethal injection and just kill the company for doing something pure evil like they did here. But at the same time, like, the movie doesn't make them out to be pure evil. Like, the actual people, the corporation is evil. But you can meet the people, and the people are nice, essentially, until he starts, because he's, like, best friends with, like, the CEO of DuPont. Not best friend, but he's friendly with them. And then he starts pursuing it, and then he starts turning a real asshole. But it's like, he's not evil. And then, like, he talks to people, and he shows everything they found about what they're doing. And you see them, like, I mean, they're heartless, but you think they're getting reactions out of them. But, like, to realize how bad it was, I mean, it's despicable. And there's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing that we can do about it. They're still making it. It's Teflon is still around. And it's still causing cancer, I assume. And it's like, what do you do? I mean, the cancer rates are going sky high now, and I mean, this may be part of it. Who knows what else it's doing? We don't know what else this C8 is affecting in the world. It could be, I mean, causing cancer around the world. And they're like, what do? It's over. You can't get rid of it. You can't filter it out. It's in you. If it's in you, it's in you. And it's like this. It's a great film, and Mark Ruffalo is excellent in it. Because his character is, a small man, is a little chubby and a little kind of hunchback, with always working on stuff and becoming obsessed. And then he inhabits that role incredibly well, and he's like a hero, but he's a hero that no one would want to be, because pursuing this kind of ruins his life. Like, I mean, he was on track, he was becoming his new partner in the firm, and he was going to be making a lot of money, but instead he took this case, which is would take him years, decades, to see anything from it. But he did it because he had to. No one else was going to do it. And anyone else would probably screw it up, as he knew in and out everything that these companies do to try to hide things or try to mess with the EPA. And it shows you what, now with Trump in power, like the person that he put the president of the EPA, was a guy that sued them over and over again, and that he's trying to get rid of everything he possibly can in every direction. And it's this, but they need to. Corporations are evil. They do not care how they break the world or who they hurt, as long as they turn a profit. And I mean, I think corporations need to start fearing the common man, because I mean, we need to start chopping heads. If they do something evil, we need to go put a guillotine out like the French did and let heads roll. Because I mean, it's such a frustrating movie, even though it's incredibly well done. I really enjoyed the movie, but it's like, it leaves you so kind of unsatisfied and frustrated. But it's a great movie. I'd probably give the movie like a 9 out of 10, and I would definitely recommend it. It's in theaters now, and I mean, if it's playing near you, you should see it. But prepare to be frustrated and annoyed and really upset at what they did and what they're still doing. But thanks for watching. Just give me a place in my head and subscribe to Net Z over there. Thanks. This has been a Big Z movie review. Thanks for watching.